A Messy Economy Guide. Chapter 1. Economic Downturn to Poverty. What do you do in a screwed-up economy? We are in the midst of a major recession, and unlike the recessions in the past 50 years, this one is not based on just market cycles but rather caused by a systemic failure of the global credit market. Survivalblog.com. You need to protect yourself because the government will not take care of you, especially if the crap hits the fan and something big happens like the big industries. Therefore the good jobs move elsewhere because they're cheaper to run there. The basic manufacturing industries have already been decimated. Most of the products for sale at Walmart were not made in America. The Federal Reserve constantly prints money without anything tangible backing it up. We spend trillions of dollars on the army and our debt is out of control. Thomas Jefferson said, "I have not observed men's honesty to increase with their riches." It's about the greed of tycoons, money people, and politicians trying to get what they can while screwing anyone who tries to interfere. The finance companies weren't really too big to fail. It would have been a great way to clean out the excess baggage in the finance industry, but it shows the elitists are in this together. The average working guy is the usual victim. Something will give at some point in time. When there are enough poor, unemployed, desperate people around, anything can happen and none of it will be good. Nobody knows what will happen. I don't believe anything in the mainstream news about the economy. They easily manipulate the people by painting either a gloomy picture or a prosperous one simply by the stories they tell. They might say shopping is up by 5%, making it seem like people are happy, everybody is buying stuff. They might say we lost 100,000 jobs last month. The unemployment rate is a fraud because it only counts the people getting an unemployment check, not the unemployed people not getting an unemployment check. Why did we let most of our manufacturing go to third world countries? We have a national government debt that we can't possibly pay off. Based on the articles I read at personalliberty.com, a lot of Americans are leaving United States to live in foreign countries while not renouncing their American citizenship. You're supposed to pay an exit tax when you leave with money, but you can take a little at a time if you live near the border in Canada or Mexico. Everybody says buy gold to hedge against the future crash of the American dollar. Some people become as self-sufficient as possible. They buy a piece of land out in the country, grow their own food, raise a few chickens, pigs, sheep, etc. Homesteading is a back-to-nature movement geared for self-sufficiency and independence, a seemingly dirty word in our culture where we're dependent on the powers that be for food, gas, electricity, etc. You have to be tough to do everything for yourself, like build your own cabin, grow food, etc. It's a movement away from the mainstream to a rural shift geared for peace in the natural habitat. Prepare for the worst. If nothing goes wrong, then at least you had the peace of mind to be ready. Don't put blind faith in the government. They're out for themselves, not you. Live like your grandfather did, close to the land. Learn how to survive with basic tools off the land. Hide money as cash in a secret place in your house so IRS agents won't find it if they decide to investigate you for tax fraud, which is quite common if you run a small business. If you have a lot of money, consider putting some of it in stable foreign banks. That way, your government can't freeze it and take it at will. In Central American, life is cheap, modern in some places, and cool up in the mountains as opposed to a hot, tropical climate. For self-sufficiency info, go to the library and get books in the number 630.2, number 641.4 and number 643 sections or S501. Check out books about tools at number 670.42. Books about solar energy are at number 333.7. Books about pumps are at number 621.64. Economic collapse? Anything could happen. The oil could run out, a group of dictators could take over, there could be martial law for one reason or another, or the stock market could crash. It only takes one switch to shut the power off in an entire city. What would happen if we ran out of gas for a week or somebody shut the pumps off? First, the food on the supermarket shelves would run out. There would be no gas for your car and no electricity. We're dependent on the system for everything. The food in the cities could run out in 2 weeks, then what? A bunch of helpless people stuck together, scrambling over each other to survive. Become as self-sufficient as possible, including growing and raising my own food. I cover homesteading in another book. Financial emergency/money crisis. There's only one way to prevent a financial emergency like losing your job or getting in an accident. Be proactive. Don't get into debt other than your mortgage. Save all the money you possibly can. Live below your means. Work on other options even while you're working a steady job. Have some cash ready in case you need it. Be able to use basic tools to enable you build a small cottage, if need be. Keep your body in good health. Get a gun/rifle and bullets. Keep a positive mental attitude. Stack up on non-perishable food, water, batteries, and charged mobile phones. Put important papers, including insurance policies, checking and savings account information and backups of computer files in a safe location that is likely to withstand damage from the elements or theft. Set aside money in a checking or savings account for easy withdrawal. In the aftermath of floods, hurricanes and other disasters, a lot of vultures try to come in to exploit the victims. Be wary of fraud. Doomers and gloomers. Doomers and gloomers come in all shapes and sizes but usually come in either the religious or right-wing cynic flavor. These people believe that the economy is on the verge of collapse. There is always a new slew of doom and gloom books coming out. There are a few religious and right-wing shows about it every week. They say bankruptcies are up, credit card debt is up, companies are downsizing, etc. But they neglect to say that there are new companies coming out all the time, companies are expanding, there are more people, new products, more needs, new industries, etc. The world is getting closer via technology. Some people earn a living selling survivalist books and products. Chapter 2. Solutions to Economic Woes. A capitalist theory of unemployment. Some people say unemployment is a result of abuse of monopoly power by the government, big companies, and big money controllers like the banks. They say unemployment is neither a natural occurrence nor correctable by government make-work programs. It can be corrected only by correcting the cause. Monopolies have the power to set prices on goods and the wages workers get. Banks and government central banks have the power to set interest rates. This affects people's abilities to get loans, which helps determine whether businesses expand and the economy grows. By manipulating the prices of goods, wages, and interest rates, you can manipulate the unemployment rate, therefore you can create depressions and prosperous economies. Theoretically, you can set wages, prices, and interest rates such that everybody wins. A resource-based society not focused on money. Our world is based on money. The opposite would be communism. Some central community provides everything. I don't know how they do it because nobody wants to work while some lazy person gets everything for free. Jacques Fresco suggested that machines can do all the work while all the citizens live good lives. I wonder how extraterrestrials on other planets live. Is there some central government that takes care of everything? Do people get free food and a house? In the novel Walden 2, B.F. Skinner said everybody works for 4 labor credits a day, then after that, they enjoy life. The problem is that we do not have unlimited resources. A money-based economy doesn't really work because you get extremely rich people who want it all. TheVenusProject.com, The Venus Project. YouTube.com/user/Jacques Fresco, talks about society not based on money. livingeconomies.org/ Living Economies Organization. ConsciousMediaNetwork.com. theptt1/the-future-that-humanity-deserves, The Venus Project, petition. A New World Society.ning.com/notes/a_resource_based_economy, resource-based economy. TheZeitgeistMovement.com, join the movement. Huey Long's Share the Wealth websites. EmersonKent.com/speeches/share_the_wealth.htm, Huey Long's idea. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/share_r_wealth, depression activists. hueylong.com/program/share-r-wealth.php, depression program. The New America websites. americanprogress.org. popularmechanics.com/rebuilding America, ways to fix America's infrastructure, bridges, roads, dams, rail, drinking water, waste disposal, etc. infrastructurereportcard.org. You can check the condition of your state's infrastructure in the IS report. smartgrowthamerica.org. Chapter 3. Money Help Websites. goldsilver.com has a free 10-part video, The Hidden Secrets of Money. Their business is to sell gold. The 10 shows, which come to about 2.5 hours, talk about the history of money, saying all fiat money, money not backed by gold like the American dollar, eventually crashes. They want you to buy their gold. TH series is still good despite the gold bias, because Federal Reserve and every banking system where they create money out of thin air is unfair against the people. We can do better as a human race than paying taxes in this fraudulent system. goldsilver.com. goldsilver.com/learn, free info at this site. goldsilver.com/blog/special-report-inflation then-deflation. Messed up economy websites / money activist websites. topdocumentaryfilms.com. thefellofamerica.net. bailoutslowth.com. blatanttruth.org. budongst.com, protecting the taxpayers, pledge to make government live within the taxpayers' means. dailyfinance.com. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/Iceland_financial_problems. faireconomy.org. federalreserve.gov/pubs. financialarmageddon.com. financialskeptic.blogspot.com. financialstability.gov. fmcenter.org, Financial Markets Center. fraudguides.com. globaleconomicanalysis.blogspot.com. greatwithdrawal.com, talks about decline of America. greedwatch.ca. heatherpennington.com, greed, fraud, and ignorance, a subprime insider's look at the mortgage collapse. humblelibertarian.com. inequality.org. lendingsanxiety.com. mises.org/story/2895, has capitalism failed? money.cnn.com. moneycontrol.com. emorebusiness.com/10-signs-recession, why is our economy in a recession? freedomblogging.com. mortgagedailycom/bookgreedfraud041108.asp. northbyestar.org/cycles/recessions.html. opensecrets.org, campaign finance. people-press.org. personalliberty.com. peterdavidbetter.com. prisonplanet.com. rasmussenreports.com. reason.org/news. renzi.com. ripoffreport.com. roguemoney.net. rumormillnews.com. scaminsider.com. slatkinfraud.com, financial fraud. sovereignzociety.com, invest abroad. spiritualeconomicsno.net. stockbroker-fraud.com. survivalblog.com. takebacktheeconomy.org. theheggedupamerican.com. thefinalhour.blogspot.com. themes that Greenspan made.blogspot.com. turnaround.org. victimsofgreed.com. webofdebt.com. xconomy.com. Financial survival websites. thebalancemoney.com. credit.com/products/loans/emergency-preparation.jsp. dangerousequations.com, money crisis. easthill.org/resources/toughtimes.cfm. ehow.com, how to get through tough times. extension.oregonstate.edu/emergency/tough_times.php extension.uiuc.edu/ruralroute/tough_times.html, articles created to help families during times of financial stress. financialemergency.com financial-independence.net moneyweek.com realitysandwich.com singlemomandmoney.blogspot.com THEPAPER24-7.com, Sunshine Fund helps those facing tough times. UnitedWILA.org, info about basic survival. Self-sufficiency websites. aircav.com/survival. americansupply.net. americansurvivalist.com. backcountry.com. backcountriestour.com. backwoodshome.com. backwoodsmanmag.com. beprepared.com. call-wild.com. camo-store.com. campingzor6val.com. clearlightbooks.com. countrysidemag.com. cover-your-basics.com. earthshelter.com. emergencypreparednessgear.com. frugalsquirrels.com. gunpartscorp.com. homesteadingtoday.com. independencejournal.com. jungletraining.com. kitchenetcetera.com, canning supplies. lemans.com. livefree.org. logicsuth.com. majorsurplusnsurvival.com. makeastuff.com. millenium-ark.net. motherearthnews.com. mountainhardware.com. once-month-cookingworld.com. outdoorresearch.com. peoplenomics.com. pioneerpc.com. preparednessnetwork.org. prepare-now.com. self-reliance.com. shelterpub.com. sierra-supply.com. survivalcenter.com. survivalforum.com. survivalismbook.com. survivalistbooks.com. survivalring.org. survivaltrainingohio.com. theboomshelter.com. theepicenter.com. therangirigist.com. thesurvivalreport.com. youmoveout.org, our freedom is threatened. urbansurvival.com. wealth4freedom.com. wethu.com. wildernesssurvival.com. wilderness-survival.net. Self-Reliance Journal. 2145 W. La Palma, Anaheim, California 92801. 800-999-9718. selfreliancejournal.com. selfreliance.com. National Technical Information Service. Springfield, Virginia 22161. 800-553 ENTIS. ntis.gov. NAC, National Audio Visual Center. ntis.gov/database. Military Government Publications, Free Catalog.